Hello everyone, it's Melanie here with Vintage Hill Studio and welcome back. Today I have a fun Halloween fun fold card for you, so let's get to it. This is what it looks like. And first of all, we're going to start with an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of heavyweight cardstock, and we're going to line that up at the 4 1/4 inch mark and cut that right down the center. That will give us two halves that are 4 1/4 by 11 inches. Alright, the next thing we need to do is make some score lines. So the little black slider there on the Fiskars is for scoring. Now I can't go all the way to the top because that orange slider is for cutting, and so I can't get right up near the edge. So I'm going to use the grid lines on the Fiskars paper trimmer to help me with my score lines. The first one is 4 1/4, and then the next score line will be at 8.5. And since that is off of the grid there, I'm going to bring over my T-ruler to help me make sure that I have this straight along the 8.5 inch line there, and I will give that a quick score. And that is the only two score lines that you're going to need for this fun fold card. So simply take those, you can see the score lines here, take each one of them and fold them in towards the center, towards each other. And there is the beginning of our fun fold card. Now I'm moving on to this EK Success Martha Stewart matte set, and I've used it quite a few times. It's called Carnival, and I'm going to use these to decorate those front flaps of my card. So the first piece of paper will be cut at 2 1/4 inch by 4 inches. This will go on the top flap for the front of our fun fold. Okay. Next, I'll move on to that cute little orange and gold paper here. This one is going to be cut at 4 inches by 4 inches, and that will go on the bottom flap of our card. I'm trying to be careful how I cut this to save my paper for other uses. Okay, now you can see how this will go on the top flap, and then when you open that, the 4 by 4 fits on that bottom flap. This is the basis for our fun fold card. Now you'll just get those adhered to the top flap and that bottom flap. And then when it's folded, it looks like this. Okay, now we're moving on to the looking at what I can use on this card. I've got this sheet of stickers and a couple of circle dies, and I'm just trying to decide which size of die I want to use by holding it up to these stickers. Now I was thinking about a cat, since there's cat in my pattern paper there on that bottom flap, and I really like this bigger one, so I'm going to use the bigger circle die. And then I'm just going to line this up on my grid mat, and I want to make a few marks with my Sharpie pen to give me some center points on my die. And you're going to see where this comes in handy in just a minute, because this has to be aligned just perfectly on the front of our card. So I'll quickly make some marks here with my Sharpie. These will stay on my die from now on, so I know what the center of the circle is, horizontally and vertically, around the circumference of a circle die, if that makes sense. You can see my marks. And this is why I needed them. So I'm going to open this up looking at the top flap. I'm going to line this up on my grid mat to make sure I have it straight. And then I'm going to center this circle. And those little hash marks that I made with my Sharpie pen are going to help me with that. You can see I'm using my grid mat vertically. And then of course the line above that little top flap there to help me get this centered up. So then I'm going to open the card all the way and run that through my sizzix Big Shot machine. This is a die cutting machine. It's going to cut very cleanly through that circle and the top flap and the back side of my card there. So I've got my circle cut out, and that creates the fun fold interactive part. Now I'm going to take that exact same die and cut out a contrasting or coordinating piece of paper, just giving me a circle. I was trying to go for like a moon color that also picked up in that pattern paper there on the bottom flap. and I will get that adhered onto the black circle that we already cut out, because why not use it? I mean, it's just sitting there. And I didn't want to throw it away, so I'm just going to adhere this right over that. And then I will put that back onto my card along that. See how this is going to fit using that bottom flap, because that's where it's going to be adhered to, the bottom flap. I want to make sure this opens and closes very smoothly. Yes, that's going to work perfectly. So the next thing I need to do is align this along the bottom. I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape and tape that down in place when I make sure that this opens and closes, just like before. And I'm going to temporarily hold this circle in place and mark the back of it with just a light pencil mark. And the reason I do that is because I only want to apply adhesive, liquid adhesive, to one half of this circle. The half that's going to be glued down where I just had this taped on the bigger panel of my card. This will make sense in just a second. You can see my light pencil mark there, and I'm going to take some liquid adhesive because I really need this to stay down. A good adhesion here. I'll close that back up. And the reason I like to use liquid adhesive on this is because if I need to make minor adjustments to fit within that die cut hole in the front of my card, I can do that with liquid adhesive. I wouldn't be able to move this around so easily if I used a tape runner. Okay, I'm going to give that a good press. I know it fits perfectly in that front hole. And that is our fun fold card in the making. And I'm coming over with this cat that I wanted to use, and I'll get her put down on this moon colored circle. And if any of her little whiskers or tail sticks out a little bit, just take your scissors and trim that away so that your circle is nice and smooth around the edges. Okay, and as one last little detail, I'm going to add a little candy corn to the front. This is the EK Success 2D two-dimensional sticker set here, and it was so cute. I pulled out the colors from my pattern paper there at the bottom. I just thought I'd go with this. And I always work in odd numbers, so I'm going to apply 5 candy corns here at the top of my card. And that will complete my card for today. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and that you might get inspired to give it a try yourself. Feel free to subscribe, and to all my following subscribers, thank you for dropping by again today. Have fun with this, and happy crafting, everybody!